So, hello. I am here with our wonderful translator of the Italian deck, Maria Teresa Frezet. And I cannot tell you how excited I am. This has been a project that's been in the works for a couple of years already, and now is available to the public. And I just want to share with you before we ask Maria Teresa a little bit about herself and her process, something I haven't even had a chance to ask her yet. And I'm so excited to hear, just like right now, together with you, what that was like. But I just want to show you this is the Italian deck. I'm so excited. And here's the book. Look how beautiful they did. Such a beautiful job at Gruppo Macro.
Absolutely.
Gruppo Macro. Is that what you would
Yeah,
say? Gruppo
yeah,
Macro.
Gruppo Macro.
And then you can see like the cards with the Italian words. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
so Maria Teresa, welcome. And
Thank you, Rosie. Such a
it,
pleasure to be with you.
oh my God. And
Such an
it's such,
honor.
for me too. You have to know, I have done some translating in the past, not at your level, but I know what an art form it is. And I just want to thank you and anybody you collaborated with for this incredibly beautiful job that you did. It really, sometimes I think the translators have to understand the content even more than the creators in order to really, deliver it to people in a way that that goes in to their hearts.
Yeah,
It's poetry, and it takes such an empathy through the listening and then the transmuting and the offering. So I really want to acknowledge you for that and thank
yeah.
you.
And to be honest,
Yeah,
we were two people, so we must absolutely acknowledge the main translator. So his name is Manuel Guerrieri. It's written in the book anyway, and so we collaborated. So he was translating, let's say, the main uh, text, and I was proofreading. So the two of us, I had more the knowledge about the gene keys and your cards and all this world, and he is a very, very good translator, and together, perfect.
I love
So
that. Yeah, so you
yeah,
have someone who's mastered the Italian language and has a deep
yeah,
understanding of English, and you've mastered the language of the Gene Keys,
yeah,
which is
as
its
much as
own.
possible. Huh?
Well, yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
it's not an easy one, right?
yeah,
Because it came
no,
through originally through Richard, who is a poet. He's a
absolutely,
poet,
yeah,
and
yeah,
my hope is the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck is a way to make that incredible body of wisdom even more accessible through just normal human stories. And it's, of
absolutely,
course, very, very connected to the gene keys and those
yeah,
64
yeah.
archetypes. So I would just love to hear about the process. Like, first of all, like, it was your idea to do this, wasn't it?
Uh, yeah, I don't even
I
remember
think it
anymore
was.
because it goes a long time. Yeah, yeah, I think it was. I think it was. Anyway, the very first time I saw your cards, I was in Romania, to be honest.
Okay.
This was in 2019. Yeah. I saw the cards on the floor in this center, Ara Center, or Claudia, this very beautiful Romanian lady working with the
Amazing.
jinkies. And wow, I was shocked because they are super powerful. I mean, really, the first time you see them, wow, what is this power coming out of from these cards? So then I got in touch with you. I don't even remember honestly how we got in touch, but we started to collaborate and translating some conferences you did or something like this.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then true, it was my idea because I suggested it to Macro Gruppo Macro, who is the publisher that published the book of the gene keys in Italy. So for which I also collaborated with the translator. And so I said, why don't we go a bit further and have some other special tool like the cards of the wisdom keeper. So it took a long time to fix all this, da, 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 but here we are.
Here we
So
are.
now we have another super tool that we can use to work with the gene keys.
So one thing I think would be super exciting for people to know about, and me too, because I'm just in the process of kind of putting more focus and attention on the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck than I have in years, because I've been working on this Dream Arc
Yeah,
project in
yeah.
the context of the Gene Keys. So I'm learning so much from you about how you're sharing the Wisdom Keepers Oracle with other people. And I thought it would be fun if you could just let us know what you're doing, where people can find it, and then I'm going to just be taking inspiration about
Okay.
how I can do something similar.
So more or less every 10 days, I share some ideas, some ways how to use the wisdom keepers because they are really they open us to use the wisdom of the gene keys in a playful way, playful but very very profound, very very deep way. So, for instance, the last time a few days ago, I just simply took the four wisdom keepers that corresponded to my activation sequence, which for people who don't know, it's a way to find out about our life's work and our life's purpose. So some four simple steps, let's say. So I took my four wisdom keepers and I put them, like life's work and evolution, radiance, and purpose. So, like a cross, let's say. And I simply suggested to keep them on our table, on my table, our table, for a few days or whenever, whatever we want to, because we can really literally absorb the power from these wisdom keepers. And I mean, from through the eyes that you were able to paint and to create it, there is a wow, such a powerful energy that comes out. So simply having them there and looking at them like friends every day is one of the ideas we could use. Or a few days ago, about a month ago, I just picked up a card to have a better idea about a relationship. So I was inviting people to connect with whatever their relationship, and see what is the shadow of this relationship, for instance, and what, of course, what is the gift, because we want to concentrate and give more attention to the gifts and the city, of course. But it's important to also to know where we can um, we can improve. So we how we can go into our shadows and embrace them, because the most important thing here is that shadows are not something bad or something that we have to get rid of, but something that is that needs to be recognized and accepted and embraced, and then the magic comes. So this is just two possible ideas, but each time I really like to, for me personally, I like to play because they are really, really powerful, but in this playful way. Or even just pick up a card for our day and see, oh, what would be the frequency today that I can connect to, for instance.
Yes, wonderful. I love it.
Yeah,
And I love too that you're bringing up, there you could just pick one for a day, or you could create some kind of a spread that has a
yeah,
meaning. And inside of the deck, there are different spread suggestions.
yeah.
And what I like is you're also saying sometimes it's enough just to connect with the faces,
Oh, yeah,
sometimes just to receive the energy, the trust, the love, the compassion that they exude, which is kind of what why I did it in the first place. It was for me. It was a meditative
yeah,
practice. It had nothing to do with like wanting to
yeah,
create some kind of oracle deck. I wasn't thinking about the gene keys when they came
yeah,
through at all, right? So it was like, oh my God, these beings, I spend time with them and I feel like maybe I'm going to be okay and maybe the world is going to be okay. So just even allowing yourself to just commune with the images and to absorb them, like you're saying, just energetically, even that can be enough.
yeah,
And then there's a word on each of cards. And sometimes the word is enough. And the word is about a gift, like what this archetype looks or feels like when it comes from a place of service, when the heart is open,
Yeah,
when we're
yeah,
experiencing interconnection with others and able to be with people who may be different from us and still have an open heart. So even the word can be very
absolutely.
evocative. And then there are different layers, right? Then you can go in and you can read the story, or you could read a quote from Richard Rudd, or you can
Yeah,
find out, what's the shadow connected to this. And what you're saying too about the shadow,
absolutely.
um, shadows really only express themselves in distorted ways when we push them away. As soon as we
Exactly,
don't push them
exactly.
away, as soon as we give them, shine a light on them, suddenly they can be beautiful, fun, empowering, freeing. Like I was just in
Yeah,
Canada recently and I did a whole workshop where we were embodying the shadows, both individually and also as a whole mob, like a group of people
yeah,
just having fun, being selfish together and,
yeah, yeah,
being, well, all
yeah,
kinds of things that are kind of forbidden, the things
yeah,
that are
yeah,
forbidden
yeah,
to
yeah,
us. And we had
yeah,
such a good time. It was so freeing. It was so fun. And suddenly these shadow words were like, oh my God, that I need more of that in my life. And only because we allowed for it, we played with it.
yeah,
And I like what you're
exactly.
saying too. Like the whole point of this deck is to help people play with things that are profound.
Absolutely. Because the two things, the two aspects, they just go together: playfulness and profound deepness.
Yes,
Absolutely. So I
yes,
like that.
yes.
And personally, if I can add something, I love the fact that you, for each wisdom keeper, there's this story that shows exactly how they got into the shadow, because first it was, and how they came out of the shadow, because this is very important. So it's like listening to a friend who tells you a story, said, to me, what happened to me years ago was this and this, but then I found a way to come out. So this
Yes.
is so simple, so powerful.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for saying that. Yeah, I mean, again, the stories came through before I integrated the gene keys, and the
Yeah.
stories came through because I would look at their faces and I'd say, how did you get to be, how did you get to be so peaceful or trusting? And every single one of them, like, would tell me, because they had pain, they had suffering, they experienced fear, division, loss, grief, shame, abuse,
Yeah.
war. And it was amazing to just allow the stories to come through. And what I really hope, like with these stories for people, is that they're relatable, and they're complex. They're not so easy. It's like, someone could
Yeah.
be mad at their mom and then find out all the ways that the worst qualities of their mom live inside of them, but in ways that are very hard to see. Like it's just or there could be a shaman who actually experiences envy, like things that are kind of
Yeah.
unexpected and complex and nuanced, but very, very human. And so that's the thing too. I think
Very
sometimes we
exactly. Human.
human, right? Like we often think of,
Yeah.
oh,
Human.
wisdom keepers, indigenous people, and we kind of like
Yeah. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
idealize them and as if as if they don't have their own suffering, as if they don't have
Yeah.
their own struggles inside. We all do. We all do. And that's what I'm really
Exactly.
hoping that these wisdom keepers can bring to people, like that sense of you are not alone.
Exactly.
We've all been through it, and
It, for the just for the fact that we are here in this body, in this incarnation, we are struggling and facing challenges, and but the attitude makes the difference. If we fall into the victimization, then okay. But if we start to say, oh, it could be the other way around, or maybe there are other ways to see at things, to look at
exactly.
things, and here comes the magic.
And here
I
comes
am
the man.
personally very, very connected to, since I was a child, I'm very connected to the magic of life, which doesn't mean that I didn't go through suffering a lot, very deep ones. I lost some members of my family, and I mean, as many other people, I went through, and I'm still go through suffering because I'm human, but the attitude makes the difference. So this is really my my message that I bring to the world, and your wisdom keepers are just a tool that we can use to open in this way. Yeah.
It's so true. And I do want to say that, there are 64 of them, but the 65th is a mirror card. Because
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
end, we are all the wisdom keepers that we're looking for. You are a wisdom keeper. And if you're watching our conversation, you are a wisdom keeper. And it's all about
absolutely.
inviting the inner wisdom out, and
Exactly.
by being open to the magic, by being
Yeah,
playful, and by not pushing away the pain.
exactly.
Yeah,
This is the trick. This
it's
is
a
the
trick.
trick. When we understand this,
Yeah.
because nobody told us, or at least I was not educated this way
Mm.
from school, the society. But when you find out, wow, here's the trick. So if I don't push away pain, that this pain, I look at pain like a container, like a ball, you know. If you don't push it away and you just accept it and say, so it may be intense. It doesn't mean that it's not intense. It is intense,
Mhm.
but all of a sudden, like this very closed sphere opens and bam, something comes out that you would never expect. But some real energy, not something ideal, really
Mhm.
energy. So
Energy gets
it's,
released.
yeah,
It's a really beautiful. It's
exactly,
kind of like I think of like the Tai Chi ball, like the energy ball that
exactly.
you're kind of moving around with Tai Chi. And if you think of like pain, it might look hard and it might look like this big solid thing, but actually
Yeah,
it's a container of energy. And that
yeah,
if we can apply love to it, that energy gets released. I
yeah.
love That's really beautiful. Okay, so I also want to let people know, like if you look in this beautiful book, you can see there's like, can you see
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
There's
yeah,
like, um, anyway, you can see the number of the gene key that's it's connected to. Will you say it in Italian for people?
yeah. You have the 33 there.
Yes.
Yeah, 33.
Or just like say, it's more like I want people to know what's in each card, what they can learn in each
Yeah.
card.
So, for instance, let's take this card
Yeah.
33, and here you mean you want me to say it in Italian?
Yeah. Just for fun, just say
Okay.
like the gift is, we call that in
Okay,
Italian
okay,
this, and then there's a,
well, to start with, the gift is an English word in this case, just in the
does it say gift?
dono,
Dono.
mindfulness, which is an
Oh yeah.
English word, but just this one we have. No,
Yeah.
we also have leadership, which is also an English word,
Oh,
but
that's interesting, isn't it?
yeah,
Some
yeah,
words
yeah,
can't be translated, but I
yeah,
want you
yeah.
to kind of teach me, like say dono, and then I'm going to say it. I'm going to repeat after you because I'm learning Italian right now.
Quindi dono,
Dono,
mindfulness. Okay, okay, this is English. Ombra, oblio.
ombra, oblio,
Oblio,
oblio.
forgetting in English. E Siddhi, rivelazione.
Siti, is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Say it again.
Siddhi,
Revelazione.
rivelazione.
Rivelazione.
Revelation, right?
Yes, and just so people know what city is a Sanskrit term, which is
Yep,
about like how an archetype expresses itself when it's ex in its divine essence, like from
yep.
a place of oneness, like a flavor of love. And they're each different flavors, but that's what city means. We're not saying city. It's not like a city.
No,
It's
no, no,
yeah.
Siddhi.
Okay.
E
And then what
poi
else? Just
then
show
we
us what
have,
else is in there.
sì, then we have a partner di programmazione because each card is connected to another partner. So
Hmm.
in this case, 19. And then we have this little sentence which I'm going to read um, about Richard, from Richard Rudd. Nel mondo non esiste situazione che non possa essere usata come mezzo per innalzare la vostra frequenza e aprire il cuore alla divinità interiore.
Oh, sounds so good. Everything sounds better in Italian. Okay, and then we have the story.
The story, la mia storia di saggezza, so how the wisdom keeper basically became a wisdom keeper, so with embracing his humanity. And then Il mio dono per voi, which I also like this section very much, because it's really my gift for you. So the quintessence, what after my understanding, after my journey through the suffering, what am I here to? What can I bring you? Well, I just read a little bit, just a couple of sentences. Sono qui per aiutarvi a ricordare e per liberarvi dalla prigione della vostra vita emotiva. Anche se volete accelerare il processo di illuminazione, non potete. Pertanto, concedetevi il pieno permesso di pensare, sentire, desiderare, reagire, nascondervi, and so on. It's
Sounds so good.
Also super important, domande per la contemplazione. So in the end, after this personal story, after the gift, my gift for you, domande per la contemplazione. So if you ideas to contemplate, few insights. For instance, in che modo evitate l'intimità? Vi nascondete dietro il lavoro, una pratica spirituale o una qualche filosofia? Or, vi capita mai di ritrovarvi a offrire critiche o consigli non richiesti? O di restare sorpresi dalle reazioni degli altri a ciò che dite? And so on. It's also very, very useful. So you can, I also suggest to people that they can do it on their own, of course, or with somebody else. Because maybe if you just read the domande per la contemplazione with somebody else, then maybe if you are alone, you say, no, whatever. You may not see some details, and the other trusted person in front of you, of course, can say, look, from my perspective, if I look at you, I can see this and this and this. So very important also to work together with of course, somebody you would trust.
Yes, someone you trust.
Yeah.
And who knows you.
Yeah, exactly. And we can say, please be my mirror. Help me to see things that I don't easily see about myself.
Yes, very true. And that's often the gifts. We often don't see our
Yeah.
gifts.
Yeah.
We often
if the other person who is a trusted person can do it in a gentle way, because gentleness is the basis of everything. I really insist a lot about gentleness, gentle with ourselves, with our inner dialogue with ourselves, and gentle with the other person. So, for instance, with my partner, we often say, okay, I read this to you. Let me see. Tell me what you see in me, and what I see in you, about the challenges, about so. So that's another idea how we can use the wisdom keepers.
I love that.
Even
So
just
you actually do that. You actually work, sometimes we'll draw a card with your partner.
Yeah, but very simple. Like, okay, we have like 1 minute. I mean, it doesn't need to be hours.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get a card, pick a card, and see what comes out. What does it say to you, this card today in this situation, and
yes,
so.
I love that. And sometimes too, just like picking one of the questions, like one question might really feel relevant to a situation in your life. And I will say too, when I was just in Canada, so I was facilitating a lot of groups around with this, and it was kind of new for me. I haven't done that in a while. And it was really powerful to sit in a group and everybody picks a card and then everyone reads to the person sitting next to them the gift to you or asks a question and then that person gets to respond. It was, and then to go around the circle. And when reading the gift, trying to embody it. So, like if you're reading the gift that's coming from the wisdom keeper of patience, what is it like to embody patience when you're reading when you're offering a gift to someone. And so there's always that invitation, both to take it in intellectually, but also like to embody, even when we're offering it to other people or doing some kind of a group or partnership exploration.
Yeah, yeah, true.
So, Maria Teresa, I wanted
Yes.
to ask you, how can people find you? Like, how can people find these things that you're doing every 10 days and learn about
Oh,
you and your work? And yeah.
okay. Well, to find me, maybe the easiest way is on my Instagram page. I
Mhm.
will send you all the reference and YouTube channel. As you can see here, I put my name, Maria Teresa Frezet, Light Karma, because together with my friend Stefania, who is also collaborating in spreading the Wisdom Keepers, we have created this channel and we've called it Light Karma because the purpose is really to talk about different things and to use different tools to create a lighter karma. We usually we tend to think about karma as something, okay, some heaviness, but if we introduce magic into our life and this attitude I was talking before, and okay, we can create the opposite. So we in the matrix, let's say in the empty space that we see with the eyes, but it's not empty at all around us, we can emanate something lighter, which is good for us and for the other people. So the purpose of Light Karma, this YouTube channel, is really to spread something, okay, lighter.
I love that. I
Oh,
love the double meaning of light, right? So sort of there's the light
exactly,
like the sun, but there's also the
exactly.
lightening up, the
Yeah,
lightness of being,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the lightening up of the things that can be so heavy, right? I think a
yeah.
lot of us on the spiritual path, we can get very overwhelmed by
Absolutely.
all the heaviness, the internal, the external. So thank you for lightening up our planet at a time when we all really need
So,
that. And I'm honored that this is one of the tools that you use. And I'll make sure that
yeah.
people get the link to your YouTube channel and your Instagram channel. Is there anything else you would like for people to know about you?
Well, no, first of all, I want to say that I also combine the cards for the Wisdom Keepers with my other knowledge that I have in energetic work. So, for instance, I use a system called the life alignment,
Mm,
the alignment of life. And it's an energetic technique that you can use to transform, transmute, or to empower, whatever. I mean, it can be used in many, many ways. So I like to combine, for instance, the wisdom of the gene keys, the cards of the wisdom keeper, and the energetic work. So in for whatever issue that a person may have, we can work with different tools.
yes.
And then I also use the cards in something super new that we have created with my partner, which are some retreats that we do here. We live in front of the sea in Italy, and they are dedicated retreats for one person or one couple if they have a common issue, the couple, and they come and stay with us for 3 days, and we work on the issue and we eat together. I mean, it's really time
Wow.
for them, for the person, and we work with different in different ways. For instance, my partner, he has created a technique of massage, harmonic massage. So through a body work, I work more subtle with the wisdom keepers, gene keys, life alignment. So it's really 3 days dedicated to one person or one couple. Very, we like it. And we have called them with us. Super simple because, in fact, the person or the couple comes and stays with us. So this is something new we have just created. And the wisdom keeper, in this case, for instance, when I do my part of subtle work with the person, we pick up a wisdom keeper that stays with us for the 3 days. I mean, really, like
Oh, wow. Like a
on the
guardian.
table. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Guardian of the field. And if we need more, then um, if we need to go deeper into something, then okay, we invite more wisdom keepers and so. Or we also work with what I love about the wisdom keepers is this way of doing a kind of constellation that
Mm.
you suggest in the book. So using for a genealogy, yeah,
Hmm.
pick up the one wisdom keeper for each member of our family, father, mother, and grandparents, and so on, and see what the issue is. So, what the challenges in this genealogy, and what the gifts are. I think I find this very, very nice. I haven't done a video about that yet because it's something very, very wow, very nice, and I want to keep it for a bit when people get to know the cards already, and I will explain a bit more about this. What I call, to me, it sounds like a constellation, really, like a,
Yeah.
no?
Yes.
Uh,
It's
and
yeah, it's ancestral work in
yeah,
a way.
yeah, yeah,
And you could do that with inner parts as well for people who are doing parts work. And what I really love that you're modeling for people is, and this is always, it's never been my intention to say, here's something and now make this your only thing. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
it's a tool to be integrated into the passions and the capacities and the expertise that you already have. You're clearly a
yeah,
synthesizer, you're a healer, and you've accumulated a lot of gifts and techniques and modalities over the years that really resonate with you, and you're finding ways to integrate the wisdom keepers into that work,
exactly.
whether it's
Yeah,
like an immersion experience
yeah,
for a couple in your home together with
yeah,
body
yeah,
work
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
alignment
yeah,
and energy work. It's just I really love that you're modeling that for people because that's the idea. It's like, what do I
yeah,
already know? What am I already doing? And how might these wisdom keepers support that? How might
exactly.
they support that? And how can I trust my own intuition about how to utilize them? So I
Yeah,
I love that. And we'll make sure too that we're sharing with people about your energy work as well as the retreats, these private immersion retreats you're doing with your partner. And I just want
yeah,
to ask, in terms of the energy work you're doing, is this something that you do online with people? Is this specifically
yeah,
for
yeah.
people in Italy?
No, no. So the retreats, of course,
Yeah,
people
those
coming
are
here
local. Yeah.
because this is the the aim of the retreat. But for all the rest, so um, going into an issue with the wisdom keepers plus my life alignment, I can do it online, and it doesn't change. I mean, in the effectiveness, there is no difference.
Okay.
Of course, it can be nicer to be in presence, but
But not
the
necessary.
no, 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 because uh, it's even more interesting when you work online because you really get the feeling that the field exists, and no, even if you are very, very far away, and we do energetic work, and but you the person feels the work through the body. So and this is the really proving that this field is full of information and frequencies, and that we are absolutely connected.
Mm,
There is no empty space, in fact. So,
beautiful. Beautiful.
is there anything else maybe that would be interesting for the Italian community to know how the process
Hmm.
uh,
Sure.
happened to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's always interesting to think about how this whole thing happened because it wasn't planned at all. It came from a longing, and
Mhm.
it was a personal longing, and it was also a longing for the collective. So I was really experiencing a level of divisiveness and suffering in the world, and I longed for a more healed and compassionate world. And then personally, I was in a very stressed out time in my life in many, many ways. And I was missing myself. I think I was missing my creativity, as a lot of people who are creatives were also very or service oriented. And so
Yeah.
it's about how to balance those things. And I think I was leaning a little bit heavily in the service direction. I had a big private practice working all the time, and I missed and had, a young daughter. And so I was very much in mom mode, and I was missing just time to create for the sake of creating. But I didn't have a lot of space in my house to do it. And so my daughter and my husband, my husband at the
Mhm.
time, took me to an art store. They're like, find something really simple that you can do. And so I'm like, okay, I'll get a pad of paper and a black marker. And I started doodling. And that was the birth of it. Then the faces
Wow.
started to come, and I started feeling, oh, someone's coming from Africa. Oh, there's a Tibetan
Wow.
monk coming. And I just would draw. It would take me hours and hours, right? So maybe sometimes it would be in between clients, I would sit. Sometimes I'd be more deliberate
Yeah.
and I'd light a candle and I'd meditate and I'd call them in. But it was really I did it for me. There was no idea that I
Wow.
was going to create something for someone else. And, later I kind of had some psychic readings, and I learned that, these are beings that I've known before, like maybe from thousands of years ago. And they
Yeah.
wanted to come through this time because they felt I could be a custodian for their wisdom. Like I could be a steward, which is kind of
Yeah.
how I see it. Like I still will read these stories. I'm like, oh my God, who wrote that? Like it doesn't feel like it's
Yeah.
me. It feels like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am being used to bring some very loving
Yeah.
beings through at a time when I feel that the world needs to know that it doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what your religious upbringing was, you have the potential to transmute pain into beauty. We
Absolutely.
all
Wow.
do. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so they came through, and then over time, I thought, oh, I noticed people were really resonating with the faces. Like they would have healing experiences, which I thought, look, was helping me, but I didn't think it would help other people. And then I'm like, oh, well, I always wanted to make an oracle deck. Maybe I should do that. And then as I started writing the stories out, which I had been kind of feeling anyway when they were coming through, eventually I thought, oh, what if I could weave in a little Gene Keys in there? Because they all kind of really easily felt connected to an archetype that felt
Yeah.
very
Yeah. Yeah.
natural already.
Yeah.
And then I wove in some Gene Keys words so that it could also be a tool for people working with the Gene Keys, since that's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
something I've been studying for, I don't know, 18 years or something, 17,
Yeah.
18 years. And then it took on a life of itself, right? So it started out black and white, and then it became a color deck, and then it became a coloring book, and then it became a coloring book project, and then it became a Face of Love is Universal video campaign, and then
Wow.
it became, a Wisdom Wheel of Integrity book, and it became like and now I feel like it's living through this universal love curriculum, which is about bringing out the wisdom keeper in the next generation. So
Wow.
I
Yeah.
feel that they have their own will, and they're stretching me to do all kinds of things that I would normally not want to do because I tend to be pretty introverted, pretty shy.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm grateful to them, and I will follow their lead even when I'm kind of terrified. And that they brought me to you, and they brought me to the whole Gruppo Macro team, and I'm just so incredibly grateful for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And one more curiosity: the symbols that you have drawn on each face. Mm.
Oh
Also,
yeah,
they,
I
they
didn't
they just
even.
came to you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, some of them, but sometimes I would be feeling the essence. Like I would feel the
Mm.
archetypal
Okay.
essence. This is before I was matching them with the gene keys. And like one, but I would just feel their strength. So then I would look up universal symbols for strength, and then I would put them in.
Okay.
So
Okay.
sometimes I would make my own symbols, but sometimes I would look them up. And people have asked me, like, what are the symbols on each of the faces? I'm like, oh my God, it was so intuitive and it was so like spontaneous at the
Yeah.
time. But now, this is a new project that I'm working on. I'm actually going to create a symbol glossary so people can find all the symbols
Mm.
and what they mean. that are on all the faces. So that's something this might take me a little while to do. I started this some years back too, and I put it on the shelf, but I'm bringing it back out. And so I will be able to share more about what the symbols mean, and people can look them up
That's
just for fun.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, fantastic.
yeah.
So it will be another part that we can add to the Italian
Oh,
translation.
oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Yes.
Well, now that you have shared it, we have to
Oh my
we
God,
have
I didn't even think
to.
about that. Yeah, that's true.
And then, dear Rosie, the last question. We will be waiting for you in Italy then to. Well, of course, you have to come and with your wisdom keepers and bring yourself and your energy and your presence with us.
Oh my God, that would
You have
be
to.
amazing. That would be
Anyway.
amazing. I've only been to Italy once when I was maybe about 18. So
Hmm,
that's, let's see, I'm 58 now. So that's like, what is that, 40 years ago? So I'm imagining things have changed.
a little. Yes and no, maybe
Oh,
you will tell me.
I would
So
love
yes, we
that.
will. We put this intention in the matrix,
Yes,
in the field, and we will make it for sure.
that would be such an
Okay.
honor. That'd be so fun. Oh my God.